Misfits, and welcome to the Misfit Adventurers podcast, a TTRPG podcast where our group of friends sit around and play some of our favorite games set in our own homebrew settings. I am the Dungeon Master, Amanda, and I hope that you will join us and enjoy the stories we have to offer. Play D&D?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yay! Alright, the last time we were all together, the party was at last traveling to the town of Navalor, Hoot's hometown. And along the way, encountered a group of sirens, and that's pretty much the majority of what we did last session, was just fight sirens. There were a lot of bad rolls. Some involved, not saving against their siren songs. Some involved an inability to get aboard the boat. But, it varies. But you successfully defeated all the sirens. We had a very lovely moment between Isla and Ali following the fight. And we also had a very bizarre dream or memory that Revan had. And that was sort of the last thing that happened was, Revan, you had this bizarre dream where you... or possibly memory, who knows? Where you saw Kreia, who you know is your maker. And so you wake up after just having that dream. It's probably a new day. Everybody else is probably coming to as well. I'm not sure what you all want to do at this moment, but the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
I have a question for Isla. In the morning, is Ali leaving your room, or is he leaving a different room?
I don't know. I didn't think about it. Did he leave after we talked, or did he stay?
Did you ask him to leave?
I kind of want to roll for it.
You think you're gonna roll for it?
You're just gonna leave it up to chance. I love it.
I kind of want to roll for it. Okay. Let's say...
Just praying.
Let's say
Please.
1 to 10 is he stayed the night, and 11 through 20 is he went back to his own room.
Is this a good die?
It either rolls really good or really bad. There's no in between.
Okay.
Lune, please.
It rolled a 3. I told you, it's really good or really bad, no in between.
Wow.
We're all so excited.
That's hilarious. He actually is going to give you something.
Oh.
He's gonna, but as he's getting ready to leave, and,
Giving you the promise ring.
What'd you say, Benji?
He's giving you a promise ring.
Oh, God.
As he's
not what
getting
I was
ready
thinking.
to leave, he will say, hey, so I noticed that you're missing a lot of your stuff because Father Mackenzie took it, and I feel like you probably should have at least some better ways of defending yourself, especially if you're in like close combat. So here, I want to give you my sword, and he gives you his +1 scimitar.
Well, thanks, Allie.
Yeah, just like, don't get kidnapped and have your stuff taken. So
Well, I'll do my best. I don't plan on walking onto Father Mackenzie's ship again, I can tell you that.
well, I don't think anybody's really gonna be able to walk aboard his ship because it sank. So
That's true. You did plow another ship into it, and it went down like a boat hitting
Shit,
an iceberg.
Man, I bet that other boat sank too. We didn't really stick around to find out, did we?
No, we didn't.
You know what? We're gonna think about that another day.
Well, I'm sure they had lifeboats. Their boat wasn't the one that got like split in two.
Yeah. I don't know, some of the details of the setup for that boat's a little hazy. You know what,
I know ships. How do I think this other ship definitely sunk, and I'm just trying to like
I mean, it was definitely a smaller boat than Father Mackenzie's. Even not like by an astronomical amount, but like it was a little smaller than Father Mackenzie's. Also, the explosion of gunpowder happened from within that ship. So, that's not super great for any boat, really, to have a giant explosion happen.
Yeah. I'm sure it was fine, Allie. Let's think about that another time.
I'm sure it was fine. You know what? I'm gonna go get some breakfast. You want anything?
I'll join you.
Yeah, sure. Make your way to the kitchens.
Can I do a perception check to see if like I see them walking out together?
Absolutely.
I was gonna ask.
Absolutely.
Please.
I hope you all
baby.
roll like
The
traps.
light of Salute
Natural
reveals all.
19. Natural 19.
Oh yeah, you totally see them walking out at the same time.
We weren't trying to hide it.
Yep.
That's
17.
fair. Yeah, I got nat
Yeah,
15. I'm sure that's probably good enough.
Hoots gives them a hoot.
Oh my god. You know what?
I just,
Oh, you shut your beak,
You know what
Hoots.
I want to know? I want to know if Vice notices.
yes!
Oh.
As Hoots is like, Hoots,
Oh,
I'm
wait,
like,
he asked for his spyglass back, right? Wait, why would he be pointing
what?
a spyglass at you? That doesn't make any sense. He rolled
I
a
mean,
6,
it's
so
nice.
I'm gonna say no.
So,
okay, good. He needs to be protected.
Good.
Good.
They say
Oh,
absence
man.
makes the heart grow fonder.
I'm still on that ship.
So Vice, being very absent from Isla's life, is probably quite fond of her.
Sure, yeah, that's exactly what I was referring to.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so probably a few of you noticed that they
Oh yeah.
seem to exit Isla's quarters together and sit
Hey,
next to each
out of
other at
character-
breakfast.
This just means that there's a whole nother empty cabin for someone to have now.
There really isn't, though. Like, there's not a whole other empty cabin. Like Betty
We have a lot
Crocker
of room.
technically took Allie's room. He was gonna take a hammock down below so that he wouldn't put a 70-year-old woman out of a nice bed.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yeah. We did
I mean,
get.
hey, he still gets a nice bed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true.
We did get
Just
our
slightly
shit out.
occupied, but
The only I don't know, full queen size bed. I don't know what size this is, but it's the only non-twin bed on board.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Cool.
Darren's gonna go
Amazing.
make breakfast.
Yeah, Darren, you can absolutely make breakfast. You can assist
Things have been a
Mac
little stressful.
in the kitchens with making breakfast and yeah. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to make for your friends this morning?
Ooh.
Remember, you now have a chicken on board, so eggs are
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
always
that's right.
at the ready.
I honestly,
Eileen, A. Of Chick-fil-A.
I think
No, she's Chick. Eileen's
Yeah,
the
she's Chick.
cow.
Eileen the cow.
Yeah.
How could I forget that? Honestly.
Come on,
Why?
Amanda.
Sorry.
Unacceptable.
I think Darren's probably gonna make pancakes and scrambled eggs.
Sounds lovely.
Do we have any syrup for these pancakes, or are we just raw dogging them?
I feel like y'all
Survive.
can have syrup. You know, RB probably keeps syrup.
Oh, you're right. We have the entire fast food chains in America on this boat. We have everything. We
Man,
ever
next crew member has to be named McGriddle.
No, we should name him. We should name him after I don't know, a chain that we haven't done yet.
Hold up.
Bucky.
Okay,
Name him Bucky.
All right.
so I can.
Can you make
if we don't
syrup?
have syrup, I can. With prestidigitation, I can flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour. So I can
Yeah, I
make it
thought about
taste
that. I was like,
like
can we
have
use
syrup.
prestidigitation?
Yes, we
Oh,
can.
that's
Happen.
amazing.
What happens after an hour if we've already
well, it's
eaten
in your stomach.
It's in your stomach. You
You're not
know?
gonna taste it.
Then it just
Yeah.
tastes like pancakes that don't have maple
Revan,
syrup
you
on them.
can't taste anything. So
Yeah.
you only eat to fit in.
Peer pressure.
Like the Cullens at a fucking Forks High or whatever.
I bet
Just
some
eating to fit in.
people are not into magically sweetened foods because it's like real sugar versus like Splenda, you know? I bet there's like an argument there to be made.
Probably.
That
Probably.
sounds accurate.
That's funny.
You can
Excellent.
magically sweeten your pancakes if you want. RB, well, I got some syrup right here. You know, I always try to keep a bottle on me. You know, anybody else need any? No? Yes?
Please.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. Passing around syrup.
Just figure we could all use a good breakfast. It's been stressful couple days.
Yeah,
So,
you know, I was a bit stressed when I watched, like, the majority of you guys just, like, full-on dive off the boat towards a bunch of sea creatures. That was wild yesterday.
you're telling me.
Says one of the ones heading off.
Yep.
No,
It's
well,
weird to experience it.
Is that something that, like, happens often, or was that, like, a just, you know, rare
What?
occurrence?
I mean, that specific thing hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're normally pretty prepared for stuff like that, though. We hold our own, at least, sometimes.
wait,
Make a deception check.
Okay.
I feel like that's not true.
That's not true.
We're normally prepared.
the way
They're just
way
gonna
you
watch
said
it.
15
that.
plus 8, so that's a 24.
What the fuck is this guy's insight? how wise is good old Arby?
RB's just like, well, that's good. I'm glad y'all are prepared for things like that. You know, that gives me a lot of confidence in our captain and our staff here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
But,
we've experienced a lot of things, so we learn things over time.
Makes sense.
Emily, the way you said that, like, I honestly didn't think of deceiving. I just thought for some reason Isla was forgetting. that it was like this weirdly confident way that it just said.
No. Isla puts on
So
airs
funny.
because she doesn't want to deal with problems.
No, I knew that after, but my first thought was, is she forgetting about the dragon?
Information.
I just assume goodwill in you, you know?
What is the ship name of Allie and Isla? Is it Eiley?
I mean, because
Eiley
otherwise
or Allah.
it's just Alla, yeah. So I think Eiley makes more sense.
Hmm.
Or Ilaric.
Yeah, his name's
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can use his real name.
Lame.
Alara! It could be Alara! That's
Alara.
cute.
That sounds
Technically, you're
dumb.
Bloody Jack. It could be Bloody Graves. Or
Oh shit, actually, wait. I kind of like that. Bloody
it's
Graves.
a little dark, but it doesn't
No.
quite compare to Ice. Like, Ice is a great
Ice is
ship name.
A tier.
It's wonderful. It's the best ship name of all.
I love that Joe and Audrey are both like ice or bust.
Joe's in it for the meme.
Oh, Audrey is really? That's hilarious.
I am not.
Okay.
R2.
That's hilarious.
R2.
Audrey's like actually ice or bust though. She
Aw.
hates Allie.
She hasn't listened to the full.
I was about to say, does she watch everything though?
No,
Did she realize that you
Yeah.
were like a mass murderer?
she does.
Because like,
Did you know that Allie's the one that killed you?
Yes, she does.
it's like
I can't
Okay.
wait for her to watch this specific part.
Clip it, I'll send it to her.
oh god. God.
Not on
man.
Twitch. People actually could clip it then.
It's like being mad at
Yeah.
Thor for killing Thanos.
Right, yeah, it's
I'm
kinda-
just saying, if somebody killed me, I wouldn't be over it. I don't care how evil I was.
It helps when you don't remember it.
I think Joe's a little triggered because I think Revan was probably killed. Dismantled.
You know, speaking of
Before.
Revan,
Sounds like I was about the only one that wasn't.
speaking of Revan, what is going through Revan's mind this morning as you are at least pretending to eat breakfast with your friends?
God.
I'm very, very, very interested to talk to what's his Pierce at this point
Yeah.
because
I knew you'd get there.
I'm very confused and I don't really know that talking to anybody on this ship at this point is going to help me at all.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just waiting for Pierce to get back.
What's going through Revan's mind in terms of like deciding to continue to like keep this to yourself because you've not shared this with anybody else? Do you have reasoning behind that? Personal reasoning?
Revan's not. I don't share too much
you're not
unnecessary
an open
information
book,
with people.
Yeah.
I don't give my whole life story, as it seems like the rest of my crewmates don't either. But I honestly just don't think that sharing that with anybody is going to get me anywhere at this point with trying to figure out what it means.
It's fair. Fair. Interesting. Interesting. Is there anything else that you guys are wanting to talk about or do today on this new day of travel? You guys have been at sea for at least 4 days. I think today's like the 5th day. You'll probably get there either tonight or sometime tomorrow.
Ooh!
Cool.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything specific I want to do.
Yeah, I think Darren's probably just gonna hang out on deck, like find a place to like post up and like noodle around on ukulele.
Sure. You know what, Benji? Since you were gone for a couple weeks, why don't you
Yeah.
roll a d20 for me?
All right.
You know what? I need my
That is a 9.
9. Oh, I know that that's nothing, so everything's
Yay.
fine.
9.
Yeah, so y'all continue the day's travel. It's pretty peaceful day. Starting to get to know some of your crew a little bit more. Carl Jr. continues to be a dick. Sanders has this just habit of basically like talking really loud as if he is like still a member of some army or military regime or something. Often standing at attention when he is addressed, which is annoying. Sarah Lee is extremely flirty, and, you know, kind of continues to have that sort of, like, valley girl way of talking. Though she's, notably seems to be a very skilled carpenter. And, you know, Allie and Mrs. Crocker seem to have worked out some sort of, like, you know, schedule of when to trade off navigating. And will sometimes go off to, you know, sort of chart out the course that y'all have taken and continue to do that aspect of the job that we constantly forget about. And yeah, Pillsbury, very shrewd, always has something to say about the state of cleanliness or whatever, but, you know, does what he's supposed to do. RB is I can't say that without saying it like in an accent, I feel like. He's a charmer, and if he's not doing his tasks aboard, then he is tending to Chick, Phil, and A. Ronald and Donald are the same and hard to distinguish between each other. Wendy is always playing with fire, and it's always an effort to keep her from doing that next to the gunpowder. And let's see, Mac in the kitchens, Vice up in the crow's nest. So your crew is doing what they do.
We don't have to RP it, but can Theron be like hanging out with Wendy? Just because I feel like that would fit.
Yes.
For sure. And Wendy's pretty awkward. She kind of talks like this, and she just sort of is always sort of glancing and from side to side, and you know, is often just sort of lighting matches and just sort of staring at them until the matches burn out. You know, occasionally she'll just sort of be like, "You don't blink very often, do you?"
No.
Well, that's cool. And then lights a match and just like stares at it.
I mean, Theron's not the most social either, so I feel like it's still her.
Yeah, y'all are both like creepy girls together.
It's great.
Whereas Carl Jr. is probably like 6 feet away, just being like, fucking weird. Just like, just crossing his arms and looking annoyed at existence. Yep. Yeah, but day turns into night. It is a lovely evening. Anybody, Oh,
I was about to ask, is Claudia okay?
no, her power went out.
Oh no.
So why don't we pause until we get her back? I have resumed recording.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No,
We're ready.
I'm just announcing
on
it.
drum corps.
I'm just announcing it to the table so
No.
that we know.
Our
Nobody
director's
presents
not
anything
tagged.
weird or.
You may now present your feet to the camera.
Perfect.
Get that shit on Wiki Feet.
We may now discuss hentai in depth.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Keep my feet in,
audience.
though.
You might see that suddenly Claudia has vanished. Her power went out, and you know,
It hasn't come back.
It hasn't come back on yet reliably, so
She
we're gonna
tried.
continue. We're just gonna keep going for a second. If she comes back, then she'll be back. Until then, she won't. Okay.
Great, A+.
All right. So, she popped out like 30 to 40 minutes ago. Who remembers what was happening?
I was literally about to be like, I don't know what happened.
I think it was nighttime.
I
We're
think
on
it
our
is
way to
nighttime.
Navalor.
Something? No,
It's
he
nighttime.
just finished telling us what he thought.
We were talking about. I think I was asking for Revan's internal thoughts, and then
Yeah.
I think that was it.
I think we talked about what the crew was doing, and maybe
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything else after that.
I
think that might have been
was
it.
A bunch of weird girls were doing stuff on deck.
You know what? Yeah.
That was about.
That's right.
Fire thing.
Wendy was playing with fire. All right. Cool. You know what? You're making good time. I'll say, around evening time, you do see the town of Navalor in the distance and start approaching. So, approaching Navalor, you instantly see that this is a very different town from Alamthir, where Alamthir was polished and manicured and presented almost as a display of artistry that mankind can create. Navalor is more of a presentation of nature in its most natural and undisturbed form. The simple wooden docks extend off of the natural curve of the coast. You can see a winding dirt path leading from the docks to a small village beyond, presumably the town itself. Beyond the village, you see sprawling rice fields that back up to the edge of a dense forest. But yeah, you can pull in and dock. The docks in Navalor aren't much to look at. For the most part, it's a rickety wooden walkway that spans a small stretch of the coast, with one long sort of boardwalk jutting out to accommodate larger ships that need deeper water. Or you assume that's the reason. There aren't actually any large ships here to speak of. All the vessels here seem to be small fishing boats for probably only 4 or 5 people. Your own ship is far and away the largest boat here, and judging by the looks on everyone's faces, it's probably the largest ship they've seen in a while. Regardless, you are able to successfully dock the ocean's breast and start looking around. Do you want to just stay on the boat? Do you want to get off? What do you want to do?
I kind of want to just go down and just start
Walking around?
chatting with some of the fishers
Sure.
that are there.
Yeah, you're able to get down and walk around. There seems to be, like, kind of almost a makeshift market kind of right here on the docks. There's some sort of, like, shops or food stalls here, haphazardly thrown together, while also looking like they very well could have been here for quite some time. Most of these seem to sell, like, fish or shells, very, like, coastal things that you would find in the area. And some of these shops and stuff are starting to pack up for the evening. It's kind of like, it's like it's just now gotten dark kind of situation. But, yeah, there's certainly a number of glances in y'all's direction as your ship pulls in and you guys get off and start walking around.
Check out one of the shops that's selling like shells and stuff.
Sure, absolutely.
See what I can find.
Yeah, you'll walk up to one and there's like an old kind of hunched over man selling his shells that he's probably collected that day. And he'll sort of look at you. What could I do you for?
Yeah, I was wondering if you might have something a little larger, a little sturdier that might be able to do a little bit of carving on.
A shell or like a...
Yeah.
Well, maybe. It starts looking around and has a variety. We'll say there's like a conch sort of situation, like a big sand dollar. I don't know. My knowledge of shells is admittedly limited. Something more clam looking. I don't know. What are you looking for?
I like check out the conch.
Yeah. Got a big, nice conch here. You interested in?
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
That'd be
Sorry, my brain's just playing SpongeBob gifs.
the magic conch. Only like we'll say a silver. Big
Yeah.
nice conch.
Absolutely. And let's see if he also has some like. I'm gonna get like a decent bit of like smaller
Sure.
shells.
Most of
just
them
to
are
do stuff.
probably only like a copper copper. A couple copper.
Copper.
A copper. Yeah, nothing here's that expensive. I see you guys came in on quite the boat. What brings you to the village of Navalor?
Who else here?
I don't know who walked up to the shell shop with Darren, or is it just Darren?
I would have walked up too. I like some shells. Hoots is gonna raise his wing. Hoot.
Yeah, this is his hometown. Just came by to visit.
He sort of like leans in and squints. You do look like you've come from the monastery.
Hoot hoot.
Of course. And you're back home visiting and you brought your friends? That's an awfully big boat over there.
Yeah, it's something, isn't it?
His eyes seem to linger on the big busty figurehead on the front of the boat. Yes, quite the spectacle.
Yep. I believe the guy that owns it described it as 2 full moons.
Well, yeah. All right then, you young whippersnappers.
It's a bit much for me too. Don't worry.
You know, you could get a couple of seashells and just cover that up, that whole situation.
Oh, but it's so nice though. They're so well formed.
Far be it from me to tell the young ones what's cool these days.
Come on. I'm sure you were a real lady killer back in the day.
You know, perhaps. Maybe if I asked my wife, she would enlighten me on just how. You know what? What are we talking about? Who are you?
Oh, sorry. I don't think I introduced myself. My name is Darren.
Darren. Very
Darren
nice.
Sycamore.
Nice to meet you, young lad.
It's good to meet you too. What is your name?
My name is.
Out of character. Sorry.
Cracker Barrel.
Fuck you.
Ask that. But Darren probably would have.
My name is Paul.
Paul. Well, it is very lovely to meet you officially now, Paul. You have a nice shop here.
Yeah, you know, stop by any time. We always got those shells, you know. I think you took the
probably
last
will.
conch, but hopefully we can find some more tomorrow. You know, enjoy the town, and I'm sure you're headed to the soaring monastery eventually. You know, just people here are nice. They'll probably look at you a little weird, but you
Yeah,
know,
we're used to it by now.
I bet you are.
I'm not even gonna. He's not wrong.
Man, I got one old man voice, and this is it.
Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get enough like.
Paul.
So, I'm wanting to get, excuse me, shells that are like decent size, maybe like a centimeter long,
Sure.
to like, I mean, a bunch of them to like make beads out of.
Mm-hmm.
So how probably like a couple handfuls of those, and the conch. How much did you see that would?
Probably totals like 3 silver. Like, it's
Okay,
not that big a deal.
Cool.
You know what? Actually, your centimeter wide shells breaks the game, Benji. I can't deliver. You know, everything else up until now was fine, but seashells.
This is when I used metric.
Specific
God damn it.
sized seashells? No, can't do that. In a nautical campaign, seashells? Absurd.
Awesome.
What else are people doing?
I want to look and see if there are any easy jobs that I could earn a little money, because I have no money. Is there like a town board where I could like go fishing or?
So you guys are actually at the docks. You're not really in the town proper yet. But it looks like there is a path that leads from the docks to the town. You can see some buildings and some lights over there where it seems like most of the actual stuff happens.
Does anyone want to go into town with me?
I should also ask, sorry, before you guys answer, but what would you like your crew to be doing? Do you want them to stay with the ship? Like, what do you want to happen? Yeah. Okay. Then they're all gonna stay with the ship. Allie will probably just be like, you know what? I'll make sure everything is, watched over here. Make sure Wendy doesn't catch anything on fire. Oh,
Fair.
the lead line box, where is it being kept?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I didn't have it.
Also, I hate to ask this, but can I insight check Allie?
Absolutely. 1000%.
I love that I just was like, yep, that makes sense. Good job.
22.
He seems completely genuine. No ulterior motives.
Sounds good.
Didn't Claudia have the lead line box?
Insight checking. I don't remember who has it, but I guess the main question is it being kept on the boat or is it being kept on somebody's person?
How big is the box?
Yeah.
It's not huge. I mean, a little jewelry box. I don't know.
So, like, it could easily fit in a pocket. It's not like...
I mean, not like modern pockets,
obnoxious.
but like fantasy pockets, sure. It can't fit in a girl's jean pocket,
Let's say
but
you could fit it in my
Those
pocket.
don't
it could
exist.
probably
I
fit
got
in a
big pants.
guy's cargo pants pocket.
Okay.
We're seeing if Chi has the
Man,
box.
out of the box. Out of
the
the box. Out of the
Good show.
box.
Man, that's a fucking blast from the past. I haven't seen that shit in like
I
20 years.
Was that
that
Blue's
show.
Clues?
Good show.
No, it's
It was
literally
at the
called
Blue.
Out of the Box.
It was a show called Out of the Box.
I've never
I
been
watched this.
so triggered.
I watched
That
this show.
Blue's Clues.
It was such a
Wow.
fun show.
Wow.
It sounded like something
So
they would sing on
long,
Blue's Clues.
Well,
I don't know.
Farewell
You know,
to
kid show.
You, my friend.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Joe, did you watch Dragon Tales with me?
A little bit, but I mean, I was probably 2.
Out of
Do
the
I
box.
remember it? No.
Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh my god,
Between
Gullah
the-
Island was so
between
good.
the lions?
Between the Lions was
Oh,
good.
Between the Lions.
Claudia said she does not think she has it.
So somebody's got the box. You
Someone has
threw
it.
the earring in the box, Isla.
I did, but someone else was holding it.
I don't think it was specified. I think you are now at liberty to decide who's holding the box. So,
Okay.
how do you want to do that? I think it does need to be decided.
I'm good at hiding shit.
I have somewhat
Says the
very
person who
good
just
sleight of
lost all her
hand.
personal
Can we
belongings.
keep it inside of you,
I have really good sleight
Revan?
of hand.
You're a
Amber.
robot, right?
Can we keep it inside of Revan?
I've
He's a
never
robot.
cracked
The
myself
butthole.
open, but I mean, sure.
So you just have like a
Is that
storage
the thing we
compartment
wanna-
in his
If
belly.
there's room,
Like,
I'm not against it.
Do any of us have experience doing that? Like, are we gonna fuck Revan up if we try
absolutely
this?
not.
Did anybody watch when it happened a while ago
With Mortimer?
with Mortimer?
Do I remember?
You're the one
Would
with
we-
Tinker's tools.
You
You
could
can
I'm not gonna-
probably.
Would you be doing it to yourself?
Can I open
Oh, like
myself
that
up?
one Russian dude that did surgery on himself.
Okay, that's
Okay, stop.
That happened.
Slow down, okay? I mean, you could, as long as you're not popping open something that would be hard to reach. I don't see why you couldn't do that.
So can I just like pop open a chest plate or
You want to
whatever?
keep it in your bicep? Shut up. This is good. You know, I used to think that having a chat that you guys could like talking while the session was going was a great way to limit crosstalk. It was
Sure.
a great thing. It's awful. I take it all back.
Let me go ahead and try putting it in my bicep.
Your bicep, I don't know if you have an arm compartment.
You said bicep.
Oh, I
don't
said
know.
bicep. I meant pectoral. Sorry.
Yes, that is what I was thinking.
His titties.
I mean, honestly, the most space you probably have is probably in your stomach, torso region.
I don't exactly have a stomach, so there's probably some empty space there.
Probably. You know, this is honestly, there's nothing for me to rely on and read to help me.
We need a breakdown of the anatomy of Warforged.
Where does all the food you eat that you don't need go?
It's probably just rotting inside him. It's like, you know, if your garbage disposal's ever broken, you know,
Yeah.
it's just sitting there in the bottom.
We don't
wanna
eat.
clean
I don't know
that
what to
out.
tell you.
Could also do that.
Make
Okay, so when I open myself up,
You
what do I
need-
see in there?
You need to make some sort of check. I don't know what to roll. I guess just roll. God, Tinker's tools. I guess just. What the fuck is this? What kind of roll is this?
Survival?
No.
No.
Maybe
No.
like, would it be like dexterity so he doesn't hit the wrong thing? Or maybe medicine?
Medicine? Make a
Or
Dex.
intelligence? How many question marks can we put after these words?
A lot.
Yeah,
apparently.
intelligence.
Yeah. I kind of do like dex.
Okay.
Or, I mean, maybe medicine. But
Or
you're
like
not- I was about to
a
say
medicine
you're not
and then
real.
a
Ow!
That's me.
like maybe
Ouch.
medicine.
Sorry.
We
Like
were
maybe
ever in
medicine so he knows
where
like
Amanda
where
stands
not to
I guess for you it's
open
medicine.
and then sleight of hand in order to actually do it.
This isn't medicine.
We're not trying to
Necessarily.
like fix. I don't know.
Make first an intelligence check.
Okay.
To see if you're smart enough to figure this out.
17.
Okay. You think you have some vague recollections of when Mortimer popped you open. You do believe that there might be some space, like you don't have a stomach, but where your stomach would be, that potentially you could stick this in. Now, I like sleight of hand. Make a sleight of hand check, but you can add your proficiency bonus because of Tinker's tools, if you're not already proficient in animation.
Okay. I am proficient in it.
Well, then
Did I
it
get
should
an 8?
be fine.
Okay. How is a...
Roll with advantage, because Tinker's Tools. I don't know. We're making it up. Welcome to D&D.
I rolled the same thing twice. 27.
27?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Good lord.
Wow.
Yeah. You expertly unscrew some sort of plating and find access to some inner cavity, I'm making up words, that you can stick this box in, and then you close it all up, and bingo bango, you got a box in your stomach.
I hope lead doesn't do anything bad to Warforged.
You're not organic. All of our discussions
I
about
don't
lead
think I
earlier mainly pertained. We had a sorry, audience. We had a lengthy discussion about lead and radiation, but none of it involves like its effects on. It's fine. It's all good. This is an unhinged episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Revan unhinged.
I mean, yes. Actually,
literally,
yes.
literally,
Yeah.
you just unhinged yourself.
Hey, that's the episode title.
Unhinged.
Just unhinged.
Unhinged.
It sounds a little too like.
Coming this Christmas.
Yeah, it sounds a little too much like a action movie from the
In
early
a world.
2000s.
Well, I meant Revan Unhinged.
Did we hire Steven Seagal for this episode, or
You do a fight scene just sitting in a chair. Oh my god. Okay,
Oh,
so
man.
the box is in Revan. Are you walking to town?
I am.
Yep.
Did this whole thing happen like on the deck of this tiny craft?
Probably. I bet Paul, the old man, is just like, kids these days, I don't understand them. God.
The new TikTok challenge.
Okay. The path. There's a winding dirt path leading away from the docks and seems to head towards the town proper. The path winds its way between gently sloped hills before depositing you into a small village. Though small, it's certainly not short on charm and life. The majority of these buildings are wooden constructions with roofs of layered straw or possibly thatch. Paper lanterns are strung up between buildings, giving the streets a warm glow. You spot small family-owned shops selling fabrics, fans, talismans. You see food stalls giving off the savory scent of fried food. And beyond the village, you can see a dirt path lined by rice fields that back up to a forest. And Hoots, you would know that the monastery is sort of back more in the wooded area.
Yeah, I'm gonna have, you know how tour guides have like raise their umbrellas. I'm gonna keep my wings up, and I'm just gonna, of course, just like directing the planes again. Hoot, hoot, hoot.
I love
Waving
the
to the
mental
locals.
image of you like taking your friends on a tour of the town, but it's all just like hoot, 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 hoot. It's just hoots. It's just the entire time. Amazing. Isla, you wanted to look for a board?
Yeah, I want to
jobs?
look for like a quick and easy job that I can do to earn money.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Perception. 15.
15. It takes you a second, but you do eventually find a board in the town square. And there are some postings about odd jobs, clearing out varmints from a farm nearby, moving boxes or helping like a family move from one store to another. There's some stuff about, helping out some of the fishermen down at the docks doing some odd jobs. There are a couple things that you can see.
Cool. I'll make note of the helping the fishermen down at the docks.
Helping fishermen. So that's the one that piques your interest the most.
Yeah.
Cool. It's definitely not something I just made up right now. And
I know. I'm not
need
gonna
to
explore that this
flesh out.
episode. Don't worry.
Cool. Great. Glad we came to an understanding. Okay, helping fishermen at docks. Cool. I'll do that. What else do you want to do, guys?
I'm gonna get some street food.
Yeah, absolutely. There's tons of stuff. I mean, probably most of what you can imagine types of street food that you would encounter in more like Asian-inspired cultures you can find here. It all smells delicious. And it's all pretty cheap and very bad for you, but tastes amazing.
Hell yeah. The best kind of street food.
Oh yeah, the only kind. Yeah, there's a couple of things that buildings that you guys noticed. There seems to be like an inn called the Lonely Lotus. There's sort of like a general store called Faw's Finest. But there's not a lot in this town. This is a very small village. This would be like probably not much bigger than like a Flimwick Pier kind of town. It's pretty small. Yeah, but it seems to be very like quaint. It's like peaceful, but it has life to it. You see like lots of like people that have probably known each other their whole lives that are, doing their normal routines of selling food or selling wares and stuff. But, they seem to enjoy what they do and enjoy each other's company and all of that stuff. Yeah, but you can either explore the town or you can go ahead and sort of make your way towards the monastery. It's whatever you guys want to do. Crickets. Yeah, they're great.
Just trying to think.
Yeah.
Good job. Wow, Claudia was really carrying the group, wasn't she? Oh man.
What time of night is it? Or what time of day, sorry.
It's probably like 7 or 8 p.m.
So would the monastery even like welcome people at this point in time?
Yeah, should we wait till tomorrow?
Do they have hours? Some monasteries do.
I mean, for Hoots, the monastery is your home. So, like, I mean, there are certain people that, their task is to maintain and keep watch over the monastery at night. It's certainly more lively during the day. You don't know who would be there to receive you, but it's not an ungodly hour yet. They probably don't have walking tours happening right now, but you could go there if you so wish.
I would actually say that at night is when we're most active because my master we are owls.
It's true. You're nocturnal.
Oh. So maybe this monastery runs on it's open during the night and closed during the day.
That is what nocturnal.
Wait, but that's so fun. No, I know that, but like that's really fun and I didn't think about that.
So let's go to the monastery.
Hey, Hoots, you know where it is?
Man.
Lead the way, Hoots.
Hoot
I'll
hoot.
just see myself out.
Oh my god. Yeah, Hoots, you start leading the way. And as you're leading your friends through the town and heading towards that path towards the monastery, you do hear your master's voice that sort of enters your head, and you hear, gosh, what is he gonna say? You will hear, soon life will become more interesting.
Yes, Master. Of course, we're talking in our head, right?
Well, you kind of hear the voice in your head, but it seems to be coming from like a dead, gosh, what? We'll say a dead duck hanging on the edge of a street food stall.
Does anybody else see this? I do have to ask.
Nobody else seems to notice any sort of talking dead animal.
Oh.
So
Okay.
this is just for you, man.
Perfect.
Now, if you start talking to it, they might see that.
Okay. Can I actually roll a deception check then? I mean,
Sure.
a stealth check actually.
Yeah.
Okay, 16. So.
What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
Let me check.
Perception 15.
13.
Let me check Elzaris. Not.
Oh yeah, but look at Orlana's.
Orlana. Wow, I can't
Well,
believe I just
Hers,
did
hers.
I don't know
passive
who you just
perception.
said, Emily.
Her passive perception is 16.
that. Ooh, so she notices.
Orlana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Orlana's definitely gonna notice. Hang on, I'm pulling up, Chi. Cheese. Passive perception. She's 14. Okay, so Orlana is the only one that will notice.
Oh. Okay. Well, Hoot is going to immediately notice, and he's going to look around, and he's just going to go. Hoot, 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 hoot. He's going to start scooting over, and he's going to. He's, Master, I'm home. I'm almost home.
Yes, you've finally returned. I'm sure your heart is happy to be in a place of comfort, though you have trials ahead of you.
Yes, Master. I know what you warned me about earlier. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I have all my friends with me now.
Gosh, hang on. You know what? I wish I could read these faster. Yes, friends are the best kind of wealth. But I must warn you about this grove, this secret, sacred grove. This will be your trial, and it could lead to any number of outcomes. Death, restoration, innovation, stagnation. The result will depend on you and your friends' actions. This trial, this obstacle, though dangerous and deadly, it is not evil. Whatever befalls you, do not let darkness and hate cloud your judgment.
Thank you, Master. I've been thinking about this trial, and most of what I have has been fear. If you, my master, have been unable to conquer this grove, then what am I to do?
You will learn from my mistakes. I was hasty. I was I was not careful enough. I was arrogant. I thought I knew, and I did not.
Master, stop. That is unlike you. But I will proceed with caution. The utmost caution, Master. And will you be able to guide us within the grove?
The way is uncertain.
This is something I must undertake on my own, and with my friends, of course, but thank you, Master. We will be wary of the upcoming trials.
I wish you every happiness. When your heart is pure, your mind is clear.
Yeah, and you see Hooch just immediately just put his head down and just begin to just look like he's just in deep thought right now, just like processing everything.
Yep. Orlana is probably gonna lean over to you guys and be like, I'm not sure if Hoots is very interested in having duck for dinner, but he's very involved with this food stall over here. Just FYI.
Hey,
Darren's
do you
gonna-
want duck for dinner?
Who? Hoot. Hooch is gonna immediately walk away from the stall. Hoot. That's the monastery.
Start leading him.
Can I go investigate the duck and see if it's worth buying?
Give me a perception check.
Wow, not 19 for 23.
I mean, it looks like it's delicious.
Y'all, this duck does look really good, though. Do we want to buy this for dinner?
Sure.
I mean, I'm down if you are.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure. Give me like 5 copper for the duck.
I have no money.
I'll get the duck.
I have no money.
I got it.
Oh no. Alright. So you buy a duck and then carry it with you as Hoots leads you to the monastery. Yeah, it's a pretty secluded path. Not many people walk it unless they have a need for heading to the monastery. But there are sort of like lanterns along the way that sort of keep the path somewhat lit. And it winds between these rice fields and these farms and stuff that sort of populate this more rural area. And eventually you kind of get up to the tree line. And I mean, it's a sizable walk to get from town to where the monastery is, but you sort of enter the woods and at first the trees are a little bit more sparse, and then very quickly they're more dense and packed together, and you're thankful for the occasional lantern, because otherwise it would be quite dark. But eventually, as you follow the path, you see ahead that it sort of kind of winds its way through the woods until you get to what must be the monastery. And these are very impressive buildings that seem to be primarily made of wood, but what's impressive is just the detail of the sort of craftsmanship. I mean, you can sort of picture those highly detailed, sort of tiered wooden buildings that you might find in like Japan or something. Those beautiful architecture with I mean, not just the carving of the woodwork, but, you know, the paintings on various tapestries and lanterns that are hung in the area. And a lot of these will depict, you know, scenes of nature, but also scenes of like clouds and sky. And then also you get these depictions of life and death as well in these various sort of tapestries that you would see hanging in the windows of these various buildings that make up the monastery. There's sort of several buildings that are kind of in this vicinity, nestled within the woods, but you know that the main building in front of you is probably where you need to go. And there will probably be a couple owl folk that are sort of, I guess, on guard, sort of outside the monastery, and they see you approaching, and you see like a hoot, and there's like, they sort of, once they recognize that Hoots is there, they sort of address you and speak in your language, and they ask you, they're like, oh, Hoots, what, you're back, does this mean that you've found the cure?
Yes, I'm back, but no. It's a very long story. We had the cure. We had it. And Hoots looks very visibly distraught.
Well, get inside. It seems like you've been through quite a lot, so all of the usual masters and teachers are inside, and yes, we'll listen to what's happened and see what we can do to move forward. And they sort of usher you guys in, and yeah, they sort of lead you into sort of like a main sort of room or chamber. It's sort of like a kind of a hall of sorts, and there are various probably more like entry-level students that seem to be meditating, but as you guys enter and they notice that this is probably going to be some sort of discussion or whatever, a lot of them sort of leave. And there are some older owl folk that seem to be kind of the ones that are more in charge. You've got sort of an older guy that looks sort of like a snowy owl type. You've got the brown, bright orange eyes, tufts, that sort of is stroking the feathers of his chin. And then you've got one that's kind of looks sort of like a barn owl a little bit. But these three are the ones that sort of greet you. And first, Hoots, they will greet you in your language, but the barn owl looking one will address the rest of you in common. I see that there are some guests in our midst. Young Master Hoots, I see you've brought some friends. I sense that there is much to discuss. I can tell that you've had quite the journey. I don't know how you want to answer, but
yes, Hoots is going to first. Hoots does want to go like fully like on his knees and fully prone in front of these three great elders, and after which, and he does ask about our journey. I'd love to introduce everybody, but of course in Hoots. So I'll be pulling everybody up individually. Hoot, 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 one by one.
Amazing. Yeah, and you one by one introduce them to these three. The barn owl looking owl folk. He is Master Brightwing. The sort of brown tufted one with the bright orange eyes, he's Master Keen Eye. And then the sort of snowy owl looking one is Master Silverflock.
Love it.
Those are some dope fucking names.
Yeah, absolutely. But they greet you in kind, and they offer you to sit and seem to eagerly await whatever tale you have to tell. This might be a good place to stop. I feel like we'll end here, then hopefully we'll have everybody back next week as we get into all of the hoots.
Oh, right. We won't have Bigler.
I won't be
We
this
won't
week.
have Bigler.
Oh no!
Sadness.
I
Well,
don't know if Joe will.
you can watch the episode. All right, Misfits, and that brings us to the end of tonight's game. To support us, please like and subscribe. Every little bit counts. And other than that, I really hope you enjoyed the session, and I'll see you again next time.